And every time we talk about bluff gaps, we get questions about them. Can you just explain what a bluff gap is?
Well, bluffs are not impassable by deer unless they're a sheer 50-foot rock bluff. But bucks are lazy, in my opinion. They like to travel where it's elite. Like I said a minute ago, they like to go to the head of a holler and cross instead of going across a steep place. Even if it's not sheer bluff, it's still rocky and hard for them to maneuver through. So gap in a bluff, in my opinion, is where there's a really steep rocky area, or it can be a bluff, and then there's an open spot there. And usually you'll find a pretty good trail on those places. But a lot of times, if you find another bluff gap that there ain't much of a trail, but you find some rubs on it, all the does travel through that bigger gap. And if you find a smaller gap or a place that's more secluded or more close to a bedding area, and you just see a little dim trail or a few tracks and some rubs there, that's the one I'm going to hunt. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So you're hunting that little subtle trail rather than the big heavy
heavy trail.
If the rubs tell you to.
Yeah, if the rubs tell me to do that. If there's rubs above or below that gap in that bluff. But to me, a bluff gap can be a big one or it can be a little one. I've bow hunted on bluff gaps that wasn't no wider from here to the back door.
Okay. Man, I love this conversation.
Yeah, so staying on the rub line aspect, of course, everybody's seen rub line. If you deer hunt for any amount of time, you found rubs and rub lines. How do you dictate certain rub lines that you put more value in from, like, I think I could kill a buck here versus another one?